Hola, 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 mwah. Welcome back to my channel. I am the Village Princess and I'm back with another story time for you, my beloved cyber family. Today's story is about a young lady who found out that she and her mother, they were having an affair with the same man. Ooh, hectic! Real life, true story. I'm just gonna change the characters of the story. I'm gonna change their names. And a disclaimer, this is nothing that happened with me, the village princess. It's just a story that I came about and I decided to share with you. But before we get to the story, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, especially your comments. Ooh, your comments, they give me life. Some people, they just go, they give it to me, and I like to see, because you don't have to agree with me always. You just tell me what you think, and if you have experienced something similar, or if you know something similar, just let me know. Let's just talk about it. Yeah, the story is going to have five characters, five people that are involved in this story. This is Mr. Arnold, and his wife and his daughter's name, she's Sophia. We give the wife a name if we need to at some point. And then from another household, there's Miss Celeste and her daughter Janet. And I'll be narrating the story as Janet, the daughter of Miss Celeste, because she's the main character of this story. So the whole story started when my parents, Janet speaking, when my parents got divorced. My mom, I, and my siblings, we had to move to another neighborhood. That were to actually, it was our second home, a home that we used to go there once in a blue moon. My dad stayed in the household where we grew up, which was a big house, very spacious with a garden and everything. And now we had to adjust our lives to that small little home. It was 2 bedrooms. It was me, my mom, and my 2 other siblings. We just had to make it work. And at some point, my mom's sister came to live with us, because my mom was a nurse and she was always going to work, and sometimes shifts, night, evening, night, morning, day. Yeah, she worked shifts, and my aunt had to come to be with us most of the times. And at some point, when moving to that new neighborhood, it got a little bit depressing, because I didn't have friends. There was nothing to do. It was a gated community. You just see people in and out of their homes driving. You don't see anyone. People don't greet each other or anything. But I decided to start running around the neighborhood, jogging and exercising. And one day while I was jogging, I came across this girl, and we started chatting, and we kind of created a bond. We decided that we're going to become training buddies. We started running together, making plans, and training together. We became friends. Actually, we started frequenting each other's homes, but most of the time, to be honest, I'm the one who was frequenting her home most than her coming to our home, because her home was much nicer than our home. So time went by, our families, they connected, they got to know each other, and my mom would like invite them over for supper, or they will invite us for supper. But we didn't really become, the families, they didn't really become close. It was mostly me and Sophia that we were really close to each other. To the point, at that time, I was 19, going to 20, and Sophia was 17, about to be 18. And even on her 18th birthday, I was there. I forgot to say, the father, Sophia's father, was so controlling. He was so strict. He wanted to know all her movements, everything. She was the oldest, and then with her 2 young siblings. He just wanted to know everything about her, and she didn't have friends or anything. And that's why he would prefer that I would come from my home to their home instead of her coming to our home, because he didn't know what she was up to. On her 18th birthday, I was the only guest. I was the only person that was invited for the dinner. It was me and the whole family on the table. We had a beautiful dinner. Sophia's mom, she was such an amazing lady. It's very quiet, very lady chic, very well dressed, and very calm. She didn't speak much. She was always like cooking, baking, making sure there was things for us to eat every time that we were around. Yeah. Back to the 18th birthday, we're on the table, we're having nice meal, having a good time, laughing and talking and blah, blah, blah. After dinner, after we had dessert, Sophia's dad calls us aside and he tells, he gave us money. He gave us money. And it was like, tomorrow you ladies can go shopping. And we were like so excited. From that minute, he became the best father in the world for me, because for me it was the first time ever that I got money from anyone that was not my dad or my mom. Like, my dad had lots of money but he was not the type of father that would give us money to go shopping, or he would buy things for us, or my mom would buy for us. And then the next day he took us, dropped us at the mall. He told us that he would pick us up maybe in 2 or 3 hours, I don't remember. And then that one happened. We went and we bought all the kind of all cute things, and we got home. And yeah, from there we even became even closer, me and Sophia. I would spend I would go for sleepovers. Sometimes I would stay there for 2 or 3 days in their home, and from there I would go to school, vice versa. She would come to me, but she never ever slept over. Time went by, and I finished my matric. I was already done with matric, and I took a gap year. But while I was taking the gap year, I decided that finances, they were really bad with us, because my parents, even though my dad had money, because my mom, she was the one who divorced my dad. My dad was quite upset, and he was not paying maintenance like the way he was supposed to do every month. Sometimes he would do it when he felt like. And by then he was already dating somebody else, and we were not allowed to go to the house anytime that we wanted to visit him. We had to schedule in advance, and very often he would say that he would be traveling. He would not be seeing my dad that often. So while going to Sophia's house, the father started becoming, remember, he was very strict and very straight, not very much talkative, but he started loosening up, becoming more friendly towards me. We would sit on the table, we would talk about everything, about the news, about the world affairs, and about politics, everything you'll be talking to me about. To the point that one day he asked me if I had a boyfriend, but it was all in a conversation. It was never like do you have a boyfriend? No, blah, blah, blah. No. It was very casual. And of course, luckily, I did not have a boyfriend, because maybe he was spying in case I have a boyfriend to know if Sophia had a boyfriend. And I told him that and then he wanted to know, why do I take gap year? Why don't I go straight to college? And I told him that I didn't know exactly what I wanted to study, and I wanted to take a gap year just to figure out what to do. And then he asked me, what do I want to be doing while taking the gap year? And I told him that I was looking for a job, actually. I want to be working while waiting to go to college. He says, okay, I'll see what I can do for you, how I can be of help. A few days later, he comes and tells me that there's a place in his company, and I can work there for the time that I need to work. And he spoke to my mom. Everything was sorted, and Sophia's mom, she was all the family from both parts were very excited about the fact that I got a job and everything. And Mr. Arnold, Daddy, Uncle Arnold, he's going to be driving me from home to work, because we're going to the same company. It did not make sense for me to take another transport, because they just lived 4 houses away from our home. He would take me from home, take me to work, from work, back home. No escapades, no boyfriends, no other life. But something started changing. When we were at work, this guy, he started becoming like a typical, the way he was treating his daughter, being controlling, he was doing it to me now at work. He was forcing me to have lunch with him. He was telling me that I shouldn't be talking with those guys in the office, because those guys are bad guys. They like women, and I'm too young to be with guys like that. I must make sure that I'm just there to do my work, do a good job, and wait for him when I'm done. And I can even go and sit in his office for him to take me home, but I shouldn't be here and there with the guys. And me wanting my job and wanting to impress him, I was just following the rules. And everybody, some people, they even thought that we were related. They even thought that he was my father. But meanwhile, guys, this guy, silently, in his calm, respectful way, he's planning something towards me. I'm young, I am impressionable. He was spoiling me. Like sometimes he would take me out for lunch from the office. We'd go out for lunch. We'd come back to work. He would drive me. We would go for a drink before going home and everything. And all the families, they knew that I was with him. They didn't mind. They were like, and sometimes if I am late or we are late to go home, he would call my mom and tell my mom not to worry that I'm not home yet because we had to pass by somewhere or some to do something or he had to see someone and he doesn't, there's no need for him to drive me home and then go out again. He would just justify, my mom would be so relaxed of me spending time with this Mr. Arnold. But time went by. I don't know, I can't remember when and how this started. But what happened is that me and Mr. Arnold, we started having an affair. Normally, when he would drop me home, we come from this culture that you don't, mwah, mwah, you kiss on the cheeks. And he would kiss me on the cheeks. But one day, somehow from mwah, mwah, end up being mwah, mwah, on the mouth. From that kiss, I just know that we started having this secret affair. It was a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but at the same time, we had developed this closeness of us driving together all the time and chit-chatting and laughing. And it was crazy, but it was something, it was our secret. At that point, me and him, we start having escapades during lunchtime. He would book hotels. We go to the hotel and do the deed and come back to the office like nothing. And some days he would even lock the door at the office and we would do the forbidden ad in the premises of work, and I would come out like nothing happened. It was exciting. It was scary and exciting, and the adrenaline rush. It was really crazy. Can't believe that I put myself in that position, but somehow it was the most exciting thing ever. 1 year passed and my contract finished because it was time for me to go back. To go to college, to start college. And my college was in another province. My mom had to organize my accommodation and everything. I was going to stay there. When the holidays came, I didn't really want to go, but I had to go because I had to study. And I even told him that I don't feel like going. And he even told me, no, baby, you have to go because you have to make sure that you prepare your future. You make sure that you know what you want to do, what you want to be in future. You have to study. You have to go. So I go. Few months later, the holidays come, but while I'm there, we are communicating, and it's all kiki kaka, me and him over the phone. The holidays come, I come back. This is just few months later. I come home, but something was not right already by then because he was becoming kind of distant. He was not as close to me as he used to be. And I get home, we have me and my mom, she's all excited, and I see my mom is glowing. My mom, she is a woman who is in her 40s. She has a beautiful long blonde hair. She's tall, her body's still beautiful, she still exercises, she really looks good, I must say. Because she was a young mother. She had me when she was on early 20s. So my mom tells me that she has a secret to share with me. It's a big one, and she doesn't want anyone to know. But since me and my mom were this beautiful, we have this beautiful, I keep saying past, but it's still, the people are alive, I must speak in the present. Me and my mom, we have this beautiful relationship. And she felt the need to share with me. Bear in mind that my parents divorced because my mom my mom just got tired of my father cheating on her and disrespecting her. And she decided to divorce him. And that's why my dad got so upset that he didn't give us the big house, he gave us the small house. And he was like, if you guys want to stay, you can stay with me, but if you want to go with your mother, you go and you go and stay in that house. I don't care what happens or anything, I'll be sending money. And that being said, my parents divorced because of my mom tired of my father cheating on her. Now, my mother, she's telling me the secret. The secret is that she is having an affair with someone. And she's like, I don't know if I should tell you who that someone is. She's like, and I'm like, Mom, Since you already started telling me the story, just tell me the whole story. Who is this person? Is someone that I know? She says, yes, it's someone that you know and is very close to us or to you. But please do not tell anyone. I'm not going to give you many details about this, but I'm having an affair with Mr. Arnold, Sophia's dad. Long story short, my mom moved from where she was working. She had to go somewhere, and he was giving a lift to her sometimes. And then they started meeting up, and boom, they started having this affair. And I froze when she gave me the news that she was having an affair with Mr. Arnold, because for more than a year I've been having an affair with the same person, and I've been hiding from my mom because he's old enough to be my father, and he's the father of my best friend and my new best friend. There was no way that I was going to tell my mother that I'm having an affair with this guy. And I go to their home and I'm like a daughter in that household. But I froze. I got so jealous. I got so angry, because now I was already a little bit angry and anxious and with him, because he was not being very attentive to me the way he used to. And that was one of the main reasons that the minute the holiday started, I just came home, because I wanted to find out what was happening. Guys were hitting on me. I didn't even care about no one, because on my mind I have this boyfriend, which is Mr. Arnold, which is my secret lover. He used to spoil me. That's another reason that it was easy to love him, because he used to spoil me, give me money for me to buy things, buy me a fancy phone and all these kind of things. The next day, I go to Sophia's house. I get there. Her father was not there. The mother's there as usual. She was a stay-at-home mother. Everybody was happy to see me after so long and everything. But me and Sophia, we had grown apart by then, few months of not being close to each other. But that day, I called her and I told her, girl, I have to talk to you, something very serious. And she was like, very concerned, and what's going on? And I told her, I just found out that your father is having an affair with someone that I know. Actually, we both know that person, but I don't want to give you more details now. Then she started asking me so many questions. How do I know? Who told me? Since when? And blah, blah, blah. Because her father was like so strict, and he was he had a double life, because at home, he's this husband, father, strict, that not allowing anyone to do anything like it. Even his wife, she was a staying-at-home wife and mother, but he knew all her movements. He knew about everybody's movements, but the others, they didn't know about his movements, even though he made it seem that he was walking on a straight line, but meanwhile he was like, yeah. And Sophia was asking me so many questions, and I was like, no, I cannot have all the answers. I cannot give you all the answers now, but when I have all the answers, I'll let you know. But at that point, like after I told her that, I realized, oh shoot, I am talking about my mother here. And it's not my mother's fault that I didn't tell her that I was having an affair with Mr. Arnold. Let me just leave this the way it is. Let's see what I do when I get home, if I speak to my mom about this first, and then I share with Sophia. But I am like, eh. But in that moment, I'm like, go tell your mother that your father is having an affair, he's cheating on her, because I was like so angry, so jealous, and so... I just wanted to revenge. I just wanted to mess it up for my mom, since he was not giving me attention. If I was not going to have him the way I used to have him, not even my mother was going to have him. And especially the fact that me and my mother were such a good friends. And it was a betrayal in both ways, because this guy, he had me, and now he's having my mother, and he knows that I cannot tell my mother, and now he's using this, he's playing it to have my mother just... Anyway, I'm talking too much. The story ends here. I have a question for you guys, or for you. The question is, I don't know what to do with this, the way I'm sitting with this information. Should I tell my mom about the fact that I had an affair with him? Or should I just let her continue having this affair, but because I'm going back to school soon anyway? Or should I did speak to him, and he told me, oh my God, so cold. He told me, I don't understand how things function with adults. What I should do at my age, I should concentrate on my studies to become something or somebody in life, and I must forget about anything that ever happened between us. He will still treat me as his daughter. If I need help with anything, he will always be there for me, but nothing else can happen between the two of us. That was what he told me when I confronted him about him having an affair with my mother. What do I do going forward? Please let me know. Comment down below. Give me your opinion about what should I do in this situation. Should I speak to my mom? Should I just let it be? Yeah, let me know what's up. Whew, thank you for watching this story. My name is Iramanya Spisik, the village princess, and I will be back with the next story soon. And before I go, I have to give you some love, and mwah, mwah, mwah. Kubai.